Hey, soul seekers, it is intuitive energy healer Kathy Weiss here, and I am coming to you live from my reading room on the central coast of California. Thanks so much for tuning in today. I have a really fun bonus channeled message for you today, and it's all about the fact that the universe has a pet peeve. So before we dive into today's topic, I just wanted to show you over here. I have with us this is a rare African green quartz. It's a really pretty crystal. Hopefully it's coming off a little bit green for you guys there. And the reason that I chose it today is because one of the things it does is it helps to soothe mind chatter. And I just have a feeling that when we get into the topic and you find out what is the universe's pet peeve, your mind might start to be a little bit like, what? Blah, 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 and start running around a little bit. So it's like I'm using that to sort of set the tone, to like take it all in, keep an open mind and an open heart as we go through this message. And then if you've got questions or comments, shoot them right down here, like Amelia, who's saying hello. Hey Amelia, nice to see you as well today. So diving into this topic, and if you have questions about how I channel or how that works, you can totally throw them down there as well. And for those of you who do know me and have watched some of my bonus messages, I often write the entire bonus channeled message down and then read it basically to, woo, something went flying out. But today I just have a couple little like notes to keep me on track. So the way I understand that I'm supposed to do today's message is more in the moment and more free flowing. So here we go. The universe's pet peeve is when people say, you can't make a living doing blah. Okay? And fill in that blank with all kinds of things. You can't make a living being a musician. You can't make a living being a writer. You can't make a living being a lawyer. You can't make a living being a florist. Whatever it is, that fill in the blank blah, that concept is the pet peeve that belongs to the universe, that you can't make a living doing the thing that you're designed to do. Number one, here's why, because right now on the planet, whatever that fill in the blank blah thing is, there are people making a crap ton of money doing the exact same thing that you say you can't make a living at. There are people making a living as musicians and writers and artists and painters and lawyers and dentists and restaurateurs, and you name it, people are making great livings doing it. And so it's frustrating to the universe in a sense, because that is not the truth, right? You can make a living doing anything that your soul desires. So I'm just going to peek at my notes to make sure that I'm on track. So the next part of the message is to be aware that making a lot of money is not synonymous with living or having a good living. And so part of a good living is doing the very things that your soul is calling you to do, regardless of the size of your income. Now, what I'm hearing right now is we understand you live in a physical world that requires money, and you can do things that provide income that may be solely this thing, or it may be balanced with other things that provide income. So your guides understand that you do need money to live in the physical realm, but you are fully capable of having a good life doing the thing that you're called to. Okay, so the difference between somebody who's already like killing it in the department of that fill in the blank, and those of us that are like, yeah, can't make a good living being an actor or a health coach or whatever, a beekeeper, like whatever it is belief. The people who are making a great living financially as well as emotionally satisfying have a belief that they know they can. And that belief, oh my gosh, did you guys hear the like wind chime went off right when I said that? That's so important. The difference is the belief and the knowingness that they can make a living doing that thing that their soul is calling them for. forward, toward, whichever word you want there. So the thing is, when you have that knowingness, it's so deep in your cells that you can make a living doing whatever that thing is for you, then you're going to be willing to do the work, the practice, the learning, get the skills, go out and try and make mistakes, get feedback, get rejected, keep trying again, keep refining your skills, and know that to make a living doing this thing is going to require you to show up and do that thing pretty much every day. Do you hear the like wind chimes getting louder and louder? So much affirmation right now, you guys. You can do whatever it is you're called to do. You want to be a healer, a teacher, an artist, of like whatever. It's knowing that you can and being willing to show up and practice and get better and get rejected and try again and refine and develop your craft and your skill until it reaches that tipping point where you are receiving the financial reward that is equivalent to the value of the work and the service that you're putting out into the world. Checking my note one more time. Okay, the last thing is that fame is not necessary for you to make, again, a crap ton of money and to have a good life. Fame is not necessary. And this comes up because I have personally heard from a lot of people, and I know that this is probably like a real prevalent feeling in a lot of human beings is, for example, I know several people who have the most incredible singing voices, and I'm always a little bit envious because I love singing and I sing around the house all the time, but it's not pretty, you guys. It is so not pretty. And so these people that I know that are beautiful, incredible singers are like, yeah, I don't sing because I don't want to be famous. And I hear like a record scratching, like, what's that got to do with it? There are people making a living as singers who are not famous. And I'm being guided to tell you an example. For a few years, my husband and I lived next door to a woman who played the flute and the piccolo, and she played these for the Los Angeles Philharmonic Orchestra, and spent half the year playing at the Disney Concert Hall in Los Angeles and half the year playing at the Los Angeles Arboretum, as well as doing recordings and whatnot in between. You don't know who she is, but she is a musician making a fine living. It's a beautiful home, nice car, happy family, the whole deal, living a life as a musician. And it was fame was never her goal, right? Her goal was to be a musician. And I promise you, as a working musician, she got up and practiced every single day because I could hear it. And it was lovely. I have no complaints about that. It was great to hear and to know. But again, she knew she could make a living doing it, and she was willing to show up and do the things she needed to do, which was practice every day in order to maintain her skills and be desired by people who wanted to hire her. So that's the real gist of the message. You are the universe bursting forth through you as you. So when you have a desire to become a florist, a photographer, a whatever or it is, that's the universe's desire. That's how the universe wants to express itself through you in this physical world. And so when you say, yeah, I can't make a living doing that, it's almost like you're rejecting the universe and telling the universe that it's wrong. But the universe can't be wrong. Your desire to do whatever those things are, marine biologist, I don't know, whatever it is. Yes, you can make an awesome living as a marine biologist, by the way. Whatever that is, that's the universe. And the universe is crying for you to express yourself and to express it through those things. So universe can't be wrong. You can make a good living doing whatever it is, but you have to be willing to show up and do the work repeatedly, repeatedly, repeatedly. Hey guys, I'm just peeking over here because every once in a while the comments like scroll down and I can't see them. I'm not seeing any right now. Or they haven't popped up. But if you do have a question or comment as I start to turn the corner here today, shoot them down there so that we can have a really great conversation around this. Otherwise, what I'm going to do right now is pull an oracle card to support this conversation and drive the message forward with a little bit more reassurance. And I chose the deck Sacred Rebels because I feel like there is nothing more sacred or rebellious than like actively pursuing with 100% of your knowing and your belief that you can make a living as an intuitive energy healer, as a writer, writer, authors, whatever it is. I promise you, this woman that wrote this deck is making a great living as a writer. She's not famous. So remember, fame, money, not synonymous with making a good living, doing the things that are calling you forward, and that it kind of bums the universe out when you don't, because that's how the universe is wanting to express itself through you. Woo! Did you guys see that? As I was shuffling, this card just like slid forward and out of the deck. And so I always know when that happens, or some version of that happens, that that's the card for today. And it says receiving, and that's all it says. Take a look at her. There we go. And so in this image, it's like she is receiving the wisdom of the universe through, it looks like she's holding a like a shell or something, and she's about to like, it looks like she's going to drink it in almost. She's like drinking in the wisdom of the universe here. And that's really the thing that's calling to me. When I think of pulling in the wisdom of the universe, I think of almost more like breathing in that light that's surrounding her. So whichever makes sense to you, whether it's inhaling the light or drinking the light and the wisdom and letting it infuse the cells of your body, right? So we can infuse ourselves with breath, which is, let's not get super technical, but breath carries prana or life force. So you can infuse yourself that way, or you can infuse yourself almost with like this sacred liquid that comes in and feeds the cells of your body until that knowingness, it resides so deep within you that you vibrate with the knowingness that attracts the success that you're seeking. So let's see if I can, you can kind of see her there a little bit today. Now I'm going to pick her up again for a second. So what I'm going to do is turn to the guidebook and just pull out a couple of sentences that really support and uphold today's message, okay? So it says, you are loved. Your every need is witnessed and responded to by the universe. However, you sometimes forget this. You become swept up in the momentum of habitual consciousness. That is huge, you guys. So the habitual consciousness is sort of this overarching belief system in a group of people that you can't make a living doing blah. And that is almost like this mass consciousness that can overtake us, and that we can get caught up in and start to believe it as true when in fact it is not. Because like I said at the top of the video, and if you missed it, go back because it's so good, but there are already right now on this planet plenty of people making a crap ton of money doing the very thing that other people are saying you can't make a living doing that. So so sometimes you need to like stop and take a moment to remember that the universe is sending you love and guidance and knows what you need in order to fulfill your desires to express and live and have a career of your dreams. Okay? It says, you have not done this enough, and so your soul is becoming parched and drying out. Let me tell you, the longer you spend not believing and passionately pursuing the thing that is calling your soul forward, the more dry and worn down and disappointed and exhausted and you're going to be. And so I guess that's why in this image it looks more like she's drinking in that nourishment from the universe. So when energy is going out of you, but there isn't enough coming back, it's time to bring something back in for you to receive and be received. The moment you really dedicate and really like consciously make a choice to believe that you can pursue whatever career goal or financial goal that you have, you will be supported, and you'll also be so much more energized and enthusiastic that even if it takes 5, 10, 15 years of practice and discipline and learning and growing and gaining the knowledge and the tools that you need, you're going to be so fired up the whole time that it doesn't matter. And that you're going to be like constantly renewed and constantly reinvigorated with energy from the universe to support you. Because again, when the universe wants to express itself in a way through you, it's going to constantly support you with what you need to get there. And energy and excitement and enthusiasm is one of the things that you need to get there. So know that that is going to be there for you. And then from this place of nourishment, you will more effectively create, live, and love with greater energy and thriving, and pulsating passion. Oh, there you go, my fabulous soul seekers. So as we're wrapping up today, I'm just going to take a last little moment to like pause and tune in and see if there's anything else that we need to deliver at the end of the message. Okay, and I heard you heard me loud and clear. You understand the message, but now it's really the responsibility and the choice is up to you because you have free will. So how you take this information and how you decide to use it, not only in your life, but in the lives of others, is now in your hands, right? Because sometimes, especially if you're a parent with children, it can be really easy to dissuade them from things because you personally are fearful of their success or failure. And so got a little confirmation going on out there. So especially if you're a parent listening to this and you have children that are interested in pursuing avenues that you have previously thought may not be wise, to take a step back and remember that their soul has a purpose. And if they are passionately being pulled forward towards something, to remember there are people making a living doing this thing, and your child is absolutely capable of doing it too. All it requires is your belief and your child's belief. Okay, this message is complete. I love you guys so much. Thanks for voting. For those of you, by the way, who voted for this topic, next week on Wednesday, I will come back and talk about the power and purpose of not only forgiveness of others, but forgiveness of yourself. And I will be back on Monday with another free live intuitive energy reading. And you can follow me here on Facebook at Lightworker Kathy Weiss to enter your name for a chance to win a free intuitive reading live right here on Facebook. Or if you'd rather really like start to tap in, get some deep personalized messages, healing messages, guidance, validation, support, direction, you name it, let's work together one-on-one, and you can direct message me or book a session for yourself at kathy-weiss.com. I love you guys so much for tuning in. If you missed the beginning of the video, like I said, go back and rewatch it because there was some juicy stuff in there today. You guys are awesome, and I love you so much. I will see you again very soon. Namaste. Okay, bye. And then we go bye twice. Bye again. Bye-bye.